Have you? I don't know. We might see the contest as a bit of fun, but other countries take it much more seriously than we do. Joining us now is Paul Jordan.
She's taking it seriously. I'm taking it seriously.
Paul Jordan researches the politics of Eurovision. Paul, very good morning to you. Just back from Malmo, aren't you? What are you feeling about the British sentiment? Are they warming to Bonnie Tyler and the UK this year?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of support for Bonnie, certainly at Eurovision. She's gone down very well. She's been courting the media. She's been doing a really great job, and she's a fantastic ambassador for the UK. It'd be lovely for us to do well this year, but I just don't know about the song. I don't know if it's instant enough. But certainly for her, she's got a good attitude about it. It's a nice way of promoting her new album, and I think she's going to hopefully do well with the juries. It's very hard for us sometimes to get the public votes, but when we do make the effort, as we did in 2009, we can do well.
And that's the thing, we do seem to be, you know, putting a lot more effort and trying all sorts of different ways to get to break through with Eurovision as well here in the UK.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Eurovision for us, it's a difficult thing really, because I understand why some artists maybe wouldn't want themselves in a competition that could potentially lose, but it is a great platform. And other countries, for example Germany, they were like the UK. They did badly quite a few times. They were in the bottom 5 along with us more often than not. And in 2010 they revamped their selection process and they won. And now every year they do well. And this year they're favoured as well with Cascada, who are a big dance act who have had a UK #1 as well. So it's certainly it's going to be an interesting contest.
And there is always this fascination with the politics that goes on behind the decision-making and the points that are given out. Are there absolutely given... Do we know in advance what some countries are going to do with their votes? Is it as simple as that?
Yes, I mean, Greece and Cyprus for every year give each other the maximum points. It can be quite predictable, and you can also predict the countries that won't vote for each other. So Armenia and Azerbaijan, they are arch enemies. And it's interesting, in 2009, 41 people were called in for questioning in Azerbaijan by the government because they voted for Armenia. Now, it just shows you how seriously some countries do take Eurovision. You can always tell there are voting patterns, but I would argue it's not necessarily political, it's more cultural. And you know, a lot of countries know each other's songs, and particularly in former Soviet Union, a lot of people will vote for Russia as well because it's their homeland. It's not necessarily the Russians in those countries, I should say, because it's their homeland. But it's similar to the way the UK and Ireland exchange points as well. I mean, I don't think we should be wagging the finger too much when we do it ourselves.
And tell us, who are you particularly watching out? Who should we be watching out for, do you think, tonight?
Well, I think Denmark is a hot favourite tonight. I personally don't really like the song that much, but it's very well performed, it's very striking. There's quite a few quirky acts this year. The Ukrainian entry is a very interesting one. They've got basically one of the tallest people in the world. He's the tallest man in America, as he's marketing himself. And he carries the singer on stage, plonks her on a rock in the middle of the stage and walks off. It's a bit bizarre. And it's quite interesting. They're using his health as a gimmick, and I'm not entirely sure how that will go down with some countries. Georgia have got a big power ballad written by the Swedish winner from last year, Thomas Gison, and he wrote Euphoria, so they've gone for a winning team this year. And Ireland, they're ones to look out for. As I say, Germany. I think we've got quite a diverse musical range this year, and Moldova's quite an interesting one. They've got a woman in a white dress with a projection on screen, a projection onto her dress, I should say. But then halfway through the song, she appears to rise up, and she rises up so much that she looks about 30 feet tall, only at Eurovision.
Very good, Paul. Enjoy the show tonight. I'm sure you will. Thank you very much for your time. I'm a little taken aback by the tallest man in the world, is it? Or bringing the singer on?
That was quite extraordinary, wasn't it?
What do you think of that, David Davis?
Good morning.
Sensational. Good morning. Absolutely sensational. Get Alec Ferguson to oversee the next Eurovision Song Contest entry. Then we might win.
Might do. That's a thought. That's a thought.